Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's Valerie Teitel. Valerie, good morning. Let's talk about what's going on with Boeing. Looks like the plane maker's looking to get some deals done this week.
And it could be a huge deal, as the U.S. ambassador to China, David Perdue, has said. But yes, Boeing shares up nearly 3% so far in pre-market trade. This comes after some news that the U.S. and China are in a final stages of negotiation for a huge Boeing aircraft order. This is coming from the U.S. ambassador to China, David Perdue, saying that the deal is very important to the president and very important to China. Now, Boeing has been working towards this deal with China to sell as many as 500 aircraft in a transaction that would end a sales drought that stretches all the way back to U.S. President Donald Trump's last visit to China in 2017. But perhaps after the TikTok deal is just another sign of thawing frosty ties between Trump and Xi in the world's two largest economies.
And this is fascinating, Valerie. We got to talk about Tylenol maker Kenvue after the announcement from the White House. That stock is getting quite a bid this morning.
It is. It's up nearly 6% so far today in pre-market. Now, yesterday, the stock hit a record low at the close, down over 7%. Kenvue is the maker of Tylenol, and it fell yesterday on reports the Trump administration was going to link its use in pregnancy to autism. But it does seem investor fears in yesterday's move were now overdone, given there's no new evidence that was presented by the White House. Citi analysts actually noting the lack of new evidence and the limited judicial risk following the announcement by the president means that perhaps there is some upside risk in the stock. And we are seeing it this morning with Kenvue erasing much of its loss yesterday.
Yeah, we're seeing that as the biggest upside mover in the pre-market this morning, and the biggest downside mover, Firefly Aerospace.
Yes, no, this one's an interesting one. This is a space and defense technology company. It's down near 11% in pre-market trade. It IPO'd back in August, and it was its first earnings release last night. It gave an underwhelming revenue number, and it's now trading below its IPO price of $45 a share, trading at $44.20. Now, Firefly focuses on small rocket launchers for satellites and lunar missions, and you might remember it from back in March when it landed a privately developed spacecraft on the moon in partnership with NASA. But it's looking like its revenue numbers that they stated yesterday just aren't impressing investors at the moment. So Firefly trading below its IPO price, down 11%.
And finally, Valerie, maybe we need to do a little bit of a meme stock check here. What's going on with Better Home and Finance?
A little bit of frenzy, shall I say. The stock soared in the session as much as 175% yesterday. It's up 28% again today. This all has to do with Eric Jackson, who said his hedge fund had bet on the stock. Now, Eric Jackson was the same man who sparked the retail-driven rally in Open Door a few months ago. Now, this stock, Better Home and Finance, is an online mortgage company. He posted on X in a series of posts that the stock could rise 350 times. Part of his bullish rationale was that the AI efforts led by Better will let it scale lending dramatically while keeping headcount low. So there's still a frenzy around the stock this morning. Better Home and Finance up 26%.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.